Why doesn't be
Okay, here we go. Hey guys,
105.5 get it?
I got you.
I don't care.
Wonder
It's
why.
the greatest radio station y'all have.
Uh huh. Uh-huh. Let's expand this. Hey guys, so we are chatting about my trip, my recent trip. Hmm? If you go to Today with Pastor J, Today with Pastor J.
With Hoda?
No, right there. You can find it. There he is. Yep.
Why am I not following you?
Ha!
You got a new follower.
Got a new follower today.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why this
I'm
is
sorry I didn't follow.
got some volume.
Oh
See?
my God, there I am.
He's funny. He's funny. He's really funny.
Well, why is it wanting to do that one and not my normal radio one?
It can do all of them. So we're going to be chatting a little bit. Oh, I know what I need to do right here. There. I think I fixed it. I think so. So I'm going to be chatting. Jill, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't hear anybody else in the room, though.
I'm going to do with work.
That's because Joe's not speaking in the microphone. He's Joe doing Joe,
Oh.
as we know.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hey.
Hey, Joe just doing Joe. Yeah. He put your headphones on, Joe, so you can hear Jill.
Oh, I gotta cut.
He's talking. This is truly the behind the scenes. So I'm wearing the scarf because I couldn't find my black rain boots. I had to wear my burgundy rain boots. So of course I have to match.
Come on, ride the train. Ride the train.
Can you get that for me?
Come on, ride the train. Ride the train. Chicka, 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 chicka. Come on, ride the train. Ride the train. We rode a train.
Dancing to it.
You know he's dancing. You know you could watch it if you went on social media. You could watch us. You could watch him even though you're not.
I'm on the phone.
You're not.
so-
Yeah, even though you're on the phone. So
Well,
just
I'll go back and watch him later.
woo woo. I wonder why I have sound coming out of my tablet, Mark. I've tried everything I can. You got a half a minute to come around here to see what I'm doing wrong?
You got sound?
Yeah, but I don't want to hear anything from my tablet.
Oh, it's maybe my phone.
No, it's not you. Okay, see? I'm testing. So when I go here and I expand here, I can't get that to go. Nope. Let me try this. I'm guessing that's what it is. What is this here? Media. Can I mute that? It is.
Do you guys realize we went to almost 10 cities in 4 days? 5 days?
10? I thought it was 5.
Do what now?
Well,
I thought it was 5.
well,
maybe.
London is a country, so you got to look at all the other places.
No,
We went to-
the cities. When I say
we
cities,
talking about cities. We went to
Borga,
Twickenham.
Borga, Twickenham, London. We went to
No, London
Piccadilly
is like,
Square.
but there were places within London.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We
Then
went- yeah.
Venice.
We'll fight about that on the air.
Where did we stop before we went to Venice where we couldn't get the cab? That was the town. Oh, we went to all these towns.
That was
Guys,
Varga.
That was
That was
Varga.
Varga.
Varga. Yeah,
But
I mean,
according to Google, we went to several different places because
yeah,
I was
we,
looking.
We did. We really
We
did,
went
if
to
you think
probably
about
5 different cities within Wimbledon was one in London.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you hearing any feedback, Mark, over there? Guys, you're watching the behind the scenes. As long as Mark isn't hearing any feedback, we should be okay. Because some reason I can't lower the volume on this thing here. It's just very faint. So as long as the microphone isn't picking it up, it's just irritating me a little. Okay. All right, guys. So we get ready to start recording. I've got Joe Mullins right here. Ta-da! And
Cheerio.
We have Jill Woolbribght on the phone. Say hey, Jill.
Hey.
And we're going to talk about our recent trip to London and Italy. Mark, let me know when you got the music going. Yeah. No, yeah. Did you get the song, Anemiga? Oh, I'm sorry. It's by Come On Ride It, The Train.
The Train by
Quad
come
City
on, ride the
DJs.
train. Ride the train. Ooh. Guess what I did in Italy?
Guess
I
what?
rode the train.
Just so you know, how he is right now is exactly how my entire 10 days were. Exactly how the 10 days were. Woo, woo, woo.
Imagine serving on a commission with me.
Oh, goodness. I felt like it. Do they have... Okay, I might. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I think I'm gonna come in with that instead of my regular intro. Okay, you ready?
Oh my word.
You are listening to Today with Pastor Jay. And my highly esteemed guest is none other than Jill Woolbribght and Joe Mullins. And if you were watching us by way of social media, you would see Joe just dancing right now. And yeah, we've got the Choo Choo Come On Ride the Train song in the background because for the past 10 days, we were in London and Italy. We had a 10-day vacation together that was amazing. And we spent most of our time on the train. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
We had a great time. Yeah, on the train.
Yeah.
I've never ridden a train before. Do you know that was my first time?
I did know that was your first time.
Yeah, I was scared. I felt like I was gonna be like you
didn't know what was going to happen. Okay, so we flew together, and just for kicks and giggles, and to be very transparent, there were 4 of us on this trip.
Yep.
I should have invited her, but she's at work right now.
Yeah, Carrie's at work.
Yeah, Carrie's at work. So the 4 of us were on this trip. We flew into London. We on a Thursday. It was an 8.5-hour trip, which reminds me, it was 9.5 hours coming back.
And I got to give the airline kudos. Norse Airline, you go one way, it was $140 for an 8-hour flight nonstop.
That's what he paid. Jill and I didn't pay that.
Maybe for you, Joe.
Most of the
you.
but even when you look at it, most of the people out of Atlanta that were going there for the game, because we went for the game, we went for the Jaguars Falcons game. Most of the people out of Atlanta were paying $2,500.
They were paying $2,500
and they had
That
a
is
longer
true.
flight than we had.
Yeah, they should have flew into Orlando, and that's what I was telling them to do. Fly into Orlando, and then so there was the Jacksonville Jaguar, and I gotta say it, Duval.
Rise up.
Whatever the Falcon, whatever.
Rise up.
We plucked the feathers off the Falcons, I'm going to say. Cause
whatever.
We won the game. It was an amazing game. I did not know until this moment that the Jacksonville Jaguars travel all the way to London every year.
They do.
For 10 years. It was the 10th
what a great
anniversary.
game. So it's, we're going to talk about that more on WNZF Free for All Friday. They've asked me to come on and talk about the sports side and what the ambassadorship. But wasn't it neat being American Floridians ambassadors over in Europe and London talking about our sport?
It was absolutely amazing, and I had a great time there. The game was great, and to see people. But what I loved about it is those that were in London, they considered the Jaguars. That's their home team.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize
and they love Florida people. Did you
love
notice every time we said, when I told people I was from Georgia, they were like, oh yeah. But then when I said Florida, they were like, oh my God, we love Florida.
They love Florida. They love the United States of America. And it was interesting to see all these people
they just don't like
come
our
out.
Money.
to come out and have a great time. It was a great game. Jill, you were sick. You missed the game.
I missed the game. Yes, I did. But I was grateful to be alive the next day. That's all I'm saying.
Jill was scared. She was scared. She wanted to come with her Tennessee Titan shirt, and she knows she was going to get rolled down the stadium by a couple of wankers,
Now, Joe,
whatever a wanker is.
I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been a Jaguar fan since they came into creation.
Yeah, Jill was running around going, I'm a dirty bird.
I'm going to tell you what happened. So here we are, 8.5 hours on a plane. Joe decided, because Joe, he has those millionaire issues. He don't know how to fly coach. So he got himself an upgrade into first class and had a horrible time.
A $300 meal.
Paid for a meal. Jill and I, we were chilling, had ourselves a good time. One thing you guys don't know about me, and Jill will tell you, I have every gadget there is to have when it comes to traveling.
I got a picture I'm going to post, and I want her to post on her page. It's when she sat by me. I turned around and looked at her, and I almost jumped off the plane. It scared me so bad. I thought I was on there I thought I was at Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando.
Listen.
She had put so many pieces of things on her.
I have my neck pillow, my eye mask, my scarf, my blanket. Oh, and this time I had never flown. This was the longest flight I've ever had. I've flown before, but this was the longest flight.
It was a long flight.
I wasn't sure how I was going to manage. So, of course, I was searching things that you need to do for a flight. So I had myself this gadget that you put on your tray, and it elevates your feet. So I had you didn't know
I
that?
heard about that.
Jill,
Carrie
did I
told me.
not?
Carrie said, "Oh, she had her feet
She had a
elevated."
footrest.
I'm
I
up
had a
at first
footrest.
class, and my feet are sitting there hanging off the seat, and I felt like it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
And I had my own footrest in the back.
it was more comfortable in the back.
It was
really
amazing.
was. Norse Airline, though, $140 if you buy it early. It's nonstop, 8 hours to London. You land in Gatwick. Gatwick?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you land in Gatwick. Gatwick's a phenomenal airport.
It is
You
a
know what I
phenomenal
found
airport.
interesting about the airports?
What'd
They
you find?
shift you through quicker than customs in America does.
What I was surprised about was I was expecting a stamp on my passport.
Yeah.
But now they have this thing. You just put your passport down, they scan
just
it,
scans
and
it
then
right
that's
in.
it. But when we went eventually,
Wait a minute. You didn't get stamped on the forehead like
no,
I
that
did?
was you. Yeah, because they were asking me if I brought any animals or any wild, game or anything. And I was
And
like,
you
yeah,
pointed
Joe
at me.
Mullins.
Thanks.
Joe
I appreciate it.
Mullins.
No wonder why I got that extra search coming through security.
What people don't know, and I say it all the time, is Joe is my brother. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, he's like the wet willy kind of try to give me wedgies on the train and the plane kind of brother. And those who see us together go, this is just, it is real. It's true. He's a mess. Okay. So
That's why I went.
Yep.
I went to watch the Pastor J. Joe Mullins show. I knew I would be highly entertained.
Speaking
was
of, now
entertaining.
that Jill says that, one thing I was, really thankful for when we started interviewing everybody with the Live Workshop Play Show, which came on last weekend, and you can
Right.
stream it. You took the mic. This girl took the mic
I
out
took
of
the mic,
my hands
and 'cause it's the
and
Today
started
with Pastor
interviewing
Jay show.
everybody and talking to them. And did such a great job, but we got a lot of people that talked a little funny. Cheerio,
Oh,
top of
speaking
the
of-
morning.
All right. So we're in London, not 5 minutes. Okay. And Joe has the window rolled down. Cheerio, 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 cheerio. I'm going, oh my goodness. And then if someone said something to him, he would say, oh, well, we do it better in America. Jill, there were times when you and I were looking like, in fact, when we went to Italy, I went onto Google Translate to figure out how to say, remember this, Jill? I was laughing so hard I was crying in the car. Joe Mullins is mental. I learned how to say that in Italian.
Well, we had a few people that were very short and rude with us, and I don't even think they were from the country. And I looked at them, and I made a very strong comment to them. I said, do you know why you speak English and I don't speak your language?
He sure did.
And they
In
look
someone
at
else's
me,
country.
and they go, what are you talking about? And I said, because y'all need help from us. We
He
don't need
sure
help
did
from y'all.
in someone else's country.
And you're going to respect us when we come over here because we protect your land. And I just didn't like how a few of them were acting.
Oh my goodness. I think you had a magnet because people were bumping into you, trying to start fights, and you were just as calm and cool and collected. He has a new nickname now. I call him Taz. If you have ever seen the Tasmanian Devil.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jill, what was the highlight of your entire trip?
I already told
Other than rooming with me,
Oh, God.
I already
Let's not
told
talk
you.
about
Watching
rooming.
you and Joe.
watching the two of us. It was
Let's recap, like Milan. Let's go through the cities real
Okay.
quick. Milan, what was
okay. Well,
great
first
about
in
Milan?
London, we were in.
Don't even say what you're going to say about Milan, though.
Well, first I'm going to talk about do not eat in London. Take your
Oh,
own
God.
food. The
Ugh.
food is horrible in London. It was my first time
Horse
in London.
neck or cow neck,
We got a
whatever it
burger.
was.
We went to this restaurant that was voted the best restaurant in London called Happy. And it did not make us happy. It made us sad. And speaking of happy, I just went, oh, there's a squirrel. I'm wearing perfume today called Happy.
Ah, I like it.
Okay.
I knew you smelled good.
It smelled good. But this restaurant,
It
their
was
burger
horrible.
was not a
Horrible.
burger.
None
And
of the
Joe,
food in it.
Okay,
in
Joe
London
is a
was
foodie.
good.
For those who don't know, he's a foodie. He eats everything, anything and everything, and a lot of it. He consumes food like I've never seen before, like a trash can. And we just sit there and watch in amazement. We should have known something was up when he offered us a piece of his burger.
Well, when I took one little bite and I went, oh, you want the burger? It's
you gotta,
great. Try
you gotta
it.
try this.
You gotta
It's
try
great.
it.
Jill, remember that?
Yes.
Jill
And,
took
I
a bite
was the
of it.
last fool to take a bite. I could not believe I took a bite.
It
of
was
that
like
burger.
eating rubber.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. It was like
horrible.
your gummy.
And
It was like your
wasn't beef.
burgers being gummy bears.
See, this is why, I kept saying I'm a strict vegetarian when I travel out of the country because I never know what I'm going to eat. But we did wind up.
Italy.
But Italy was amazing. So so Jill and I had a plan. You remember the plan, Jill? The plan was we're staying in London for the 10 days. We're not millionaires. We're not going anywhere. But then we have Taz, the Tasmanian Joe, the Tasmanian Mullins, and he's like, let's go to Italy. Next
I'm
thing
not going to get in trouble alone.
yeah.
No way.
Well, first of all, we have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
I have to keep an eye on him, and Jill is laughing.
Literally.
You know, because they got a lot of Ferraris in Italy, and,
So
you know,
I'm on
known
the
to go
trip
fast
to make
in them.
sure my brother comes back to the United States of America is not incarcerating anybody's jail, because he's running around telling everybody the reason why our English is more dominant is because it sucks and you need us.
Well, I told him we're the superpower.
Yeah. So he says this in foreign countries. So here we are there, and I'm going, I cannot believe. Let's go. We'll hop a flight. It's only $50. Let's fly to Milan. And we did. And we got to take a break. We're going to talk about our time in Italy. When we come back, don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
With the statues in the water.
Yeah, that was good.
God, that was so beautiful seeing that.
You ready? Let's do my train song. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay. And I have never ridden so many trains in such a short amount of time, because we flew to Milan, and Joe decides to get a rental car.
That was the worst mistake of my life. Listen, listeners, if you go to Italy or go to Rome or go to anywhere overseas, don't get a rental car. Number
Especially
one, England
in
drives on
Milan.
the wrong side of the road. I mean,
By the way,
they don't have roads.
He
They've
kept
got
trying to
little
get in the car.
paths.
Joe kept trying to get in the car. Remember that, Jill? He kept trying to get in the car.
On the
Sit
driver's
top
side.
of the driver.
Yeah.
When he jumped out, he scared the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. He scared me. I was like, oh my God, they got a passenger in here. And he goes, no, I'm the driver.
So we're in Milan. He had this whole plan. He's going to drive the way he wants to drive in foreign countries. Thankfully, and I looked it up, that Milan, they drive on the same side of the road as Americans, which is great. But Joe, as a driver, here we are with a 6-speed, I don't even know what kind of car it is. And
I don't think they were cars. They were go-karts.
Carrie and Jill were in the back seat. They did not. They were in the back seat. I'm still trying to figure out, Jill, how did I become the designated navigator?
Because you're Joe's sister.
There you go. Milan was great,
Were the
though.
two of you laughing at us in the back? Secretly.
Oh, they were laughing at us the whole time.
They were.
They were
Jill,
dying.
did we lose you?
Oh, no, I'm here.
Okay. Were you and Carrie laughing at us in the back seat? We couldn't see you. Of course, I was trying to make sure.
Hell, I was trying to watch the drive. Those little motor scooters scared the heck out of me.
I was trying not to watch.
Yeah, those motor scooters. Now, if you go to Italy, you got scooters everywhere, and they shoot out from you it's like ants or like missiles flying at you, and you're driving down the road. All I know is I closed my eyes most of the time I was driving.
40 minutes to go 8 miles, and Jill became my designated, put me in reverse. So kudos to Jill, because here she put me in reverse. I was like, and no one would drive.
Wait. You forgot to tell them that it was three vehicles wide with no lanes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
there was no
lanes, no markings
No
on the
white
road,
line.
no white lines, no yellow lines, no lines at all. You're just on your own, driving in Milan, mopeds zooming in and out. It took us 40 minutes to go 8 miles.
I'll recommend something, too. Stay at a Marriott when you go to Italy.
Yes.
Don't use the Airbnbs because Italians don't use air conditioner. And the funny thing is here's the biggest thing that got me. My guest, Carrie, was with me, and I said, Carrie, can you get me the remote to the TV? And she looked around 20 minutes for that
You
remote.
were playing with her. You knew there wasn't a television.
There wasn't a TV. She never thought to look to see if there was a TV
but
on the
Jill
wall.
and I,
No, it wouldn't matter. You don't know Italian, buddy.
That's true. All the languages were Italian.
he thinks he knew the language. But here's the thing. Jill and I were chilling in a phenomenal Sheraton.
Yeah.
It was awesome. He was at this Airbnb thing. I stayed in Marriott brands all across. And I'm glad we did, because I was getting text messages from people dealing with bed bugs. We didn't have that problem. Did you know there was a huge bed bug problem in Europe and Italy and everywhere? Yeah, that was not our problem.
I am so thankful we did not experience that, because if I'd have brought a bed bug back, oh my God, I would be known as the guy that brought bed bugs to America and started an infestation.
So we're in Milan. Milan was wonderful. Great shopping. Murano glass. I brought back some
we were about
things.
to leave, and I stumbled upon something that blew us all away. Talk about that.
In Milan?
Yeah, the big giant thing.
What big giant thing?
The cathedral.
Oh, that's right.
Unbelievable.
That is true. So
Built
he
that
runs
many
it.
years
So
ago.
yes. So there was a cathedral, and Jill, you looked up the top 3 largest churches in the world, and on this trip, we happened to go to
One
number
and
1
three.
and 3.
3.
Yeah,
Yep.
it when one of them was in Milan, and Joe was calling us, telling me, I saw this big light thing, and it was big and it was beautiful. It
Unbelievable.
was
They
absolutely
built that long ago.
amazing.
And then they had the
Amazing.
Pope or their, what do you call them, their diocese or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They're all laying in there in coffins, and you can see them. That really got me. I was
That
like,
was
oh
at
my.
St. Peter's.
That was at St. Peter's.
But it was at the Milan one too.
It was at the Milan
Yeah,
one? Okay.
yeah.
Well, here's the great thing. We ditched the rental car. We ditched
Thank
the rental
goodness.
car. We got some good shopping. And we were not going to go to Venice because Joe kept saying, I don't want to go to Venice. I don't want to go. Let's just
Thank
not
God
go.
we went.
And we went to Venice. And I felt like I was in a James Bond movie. You know how... Why are you laughing, Jill?
We rode on a boat in Venice. That was a
was
lot of fun.
great.
The guy, y'all were gawking over the boat driver. He was some
Don't
hot-looking
say
Italian
y'all.
guy.
It wasn't me.
Cute.
Oh.
I
Cute.
wasn't
He was
gawking
really, really
over
cute.
anyone at all. Just let
Oh.
me be clear.
I'm old, but I'm not dead.
But
She
let's
did
talk
say
about-
that.
let's talk
Jill
about
did
this.
tell to one of the Italians.
On the
I'm
way
old,
there,
but
the
I'm
train
not dead.
stops, and we had a 8-hour train delay because of that world story, the bus flipping,
Which brings
which
me-
killed 22 people.
It did, and we're
Yeah.
so grateful that
Thank
you
God we
did not
didn't drive.
because
Yeah.
we probably would have been a part of that. Because
Yep.
Joe would have seen an accident happen and we had to run over there.
Yeah,
That's just part of his
we
personality.
would have probably been that accident when I was because it was
but we're
tiring.
on the train. And if you don't follow me on Facebook, you got to go check out my Facebook. I did a Facebook Live video of Joe Mullins and I with Jill and Carrie on the train. We had our own little cabin. There was one gentleman there.
Four
He got up
crazy
and left.
Americans getting up dancing to come on ride the train, and the whole train. You didn't see the car behind us. All of them looking up and laughing their butts off.
Is that
'cause
what they were doing?
We were just we
We
looked
were
like
having us a good time.
Yeah.
Then Jill went and got all the food, the snacks, and everything. We had an amazing time. So then we went in. So we went from Milan to
Venice.
Venice. Then Venice to Tuscany.
So what was neat about Venice? Let me say this real quick
Okay.
about Venice. Isn't it amazing that they can build buildings 3,000 years
Yes.
ago on water
On
and they
water,
still
and they're
stand? But
still
America
standing.
can build surfside condos and they collapse 10 years later.
Why
and
is that?
it makes no sense. We're not paying attention to infrastructure. We talk about how much better and safe America is than anywhere else.
But they
We're
have
not.
these buildings
We're
that
not.
are staying. And one of the things that I learned when we was in Italy, we grabbed the Uber driver who was also a private driver for someone else. And he had such pride. Jill, remember that? The way he talked about
yeah, he was telling
Italy?
us all about his. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Well, we left there. We went to Tuscany.
Went
Let's
to
not leave
Tuscany.
off Tuscany because
Yeah,
we woke up
Tuscany
in Tuscany and I
at a
thought
beautiful place in the mountains.
wineries.
Yeah, we took
food.
pictures of wineries. We didn't go. The
Oh.
food in Italy is absolutely amazing. We had a
Tuscan
great time.
Marriott. Oh no, it was
No,
a
we-
Tuscan. It was a Marriott
Renaissance.
brand hotel.
It was a
Renaissance.
Renaissance in the mountains
Beautiful,
in Tuscany.
beautiful.
It was beautiful. Must have been at least a 6-star hotel. I bought some stuff. Jill made me buy some stuff because I kept trying on everything and it wasn't working out, and she felt bad for the lady. But it was good. It was a good trip.
My
So we're-
favorite part's the next though, Rome.
Yeah, we went to Rome, and we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Got to pay the bills. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
They will.
What's up? All right, you ready? How much time I have? 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh, you're on. 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 4 minutes.
minutes.
Oh, we
We
gotta
gotta
talk
go
fast.
through Rome quick.
We gotta go through Rome. But the couple of things the bathrooms we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about.
We'll go back
Took
to London.
pictures of
We'll go back to London.
Yeah, we got pictures.
Let's
What
get
was
out
the
of Rome real
There
quick
was
and-
something else about Rome. Oh, how the pedestrians don't have the right of way. We got to definitely mention that
They
part.
don't.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about Rome real quick. All right. You ready? Want to give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, and also to Church on the Rock for sponsoring Today with Pastor Jay. Thank you so very much. But I got to tell you, Rome was amazing. The Colosseum. So our Uber driver.
The statues.
The
that they don't tear
statues.
down.
Our Uber driver, he said, I'm 35 years young. Just so you know, I played football, which is their soccer. in the columns and the arches of the Coliseum
Yeah.
before they started putting
That
up
was
the
so
gates
cool.
and stuff and everything. I thought that was an amazing story. How about you, Jill?
Yeah, it was. He was an amazing guy too. He told us the best place to eat in Italy.
And we went there.
So
We went
good.
there.
Yeah,
It was great.
really
Guys, we got one of everything.
I believe that's the guy Jill said, I'm old, but I'm not dead. I remember that.
Yeah. It was great. Rome, to me, the best part with Rome is seeing all the statues and the history and hearing how they focused on infrastructure.
Yes.
They did the roads. They did the first
The
public
first
bathroom.
public toilets were
public
in
toilets.
the Coliseum.
The Coliseum,
Hearing
do you
about
know that was the first stadium ever? And it was as nice as, if they renovated that thing,
And
which it
the
would be nicer than
marble.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, the
It would be nicer
marble.
than
I
the
mean, all
Jaguars
the
Stadium.
things that
the
they
marble that they took to St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yes.
biggest guy that pulled the. This is a little trivia question for people. Who stripped the Colosseum down more? People, vagrants, or thieves, or the government, or the Pope?
Ooh.
The Pope robbed the Colosseum of all the marble.
Yes. Yeah.
He just came in and took it
All
all
in
and
the
built
Vatican,
these churches.
you
But
know,
you know,
look
the
at-
Vatican was amazing. I'll tell people, do you know how special it was to walk down in that little, I almost didn't go, but when y'all told me y'all went, I went down,
went
into
down
the
in the basement,
chamber where
in the
all
chamber.
the popes are buried. And when I looked up and saw St. Peter's grave down there, it puts in perspective that we are living in God's world.
Yeah.
This
It wa-
is
it
not
was-
made up stuff, guys.
It really was humbling. It was interesting just to see all the people that come in, but the history that was there. Because they're so much older than America. We think about America, and we're not even preserving any of our historic buildings. We are now. There's a historical society. They preserve some things, but
Yeah,
not
but
all
they were.
things.
I had people saying, "Well, they need to tear down the Coliseum because they were barbaric," and I'm thinking, why? That was the first Coliseum ever.
Yeah,
ever.
it really was interesting. One of the things I learned in London, Italy, they're nice to you. In London, if you're a pedestrian, you have no rights. You have nothing. They will run you over in the road. They don't even particularly care. The restrooms, if you need to use the restroom in it or the toilet or whatever you want to call it, when you're in London, they're downstairs.
Okay.
So if you're handicapped, you're on your own.
But you know, Italy was upstairs.
Yeah.
They were
If
the same
you're
way.
handicapped, you're on your own. There's no elevators for you.
No.
There's nothing.
But they advertise they're not handicap compatible,
yeah.
and that's okay.
Well,
That-
that's okay there. Not in America. America, we make all these
Well,
accommodations.
it's like they said, we're sue happy in America. We'll sue you over anything.
Is that what they
And,
say?
Yeah,
Oh.
they said that.
But it was an interesting trip, and I'm ready to go again. I'm going definitely for the next Jaguar game in London next year, whenever it is, and whenever my brother Joe calls me and say, "Hey, there's a
I bet you go
$141
next time.
ticket."
You're gonna get it.
I want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, Jill. I know you feel the same way. We want to thank you so much for your hospitality,
Yes, Jill.
and I want to thank you for inviting me on the trip. Joe and Jill, thank you for when I said I got to have somebody to go with me. You did it as well. It was an amazing time. Guys, we're going again. I'm putting some stuff together. Call me. We know what to do, what not to do. We're still learning and we're forever traveling.
I had such a great time, and I want to thank y'all for going. Rome was very special because I shared with y'all that
Oh,
was the trip that
Not
I was going to
just
do
that,
with my mom.
his family
Yeah.
is from Italy. So everywhere we stop, Joe would tell, I'm Italian. I'm Italian. I'm Italian.
I'm a proud Italian.
He's a
But-
I
proud
can't
Italian.
speak Italian,
But I'm Italian.
Yeah, you know, but it was very special that you and Jill went, and Carrie, because that was the trip I was going to take with my mom before
Well,
she
we're-
passed away a month earlier.
I'm
And I
Italian.
got a
We
little
were honored to
emotional
be
there
there.
one night, but you, as usual,
Yep.
sat there and were my girl.
That's
and
what I
you,
do.
You picked me up and made me realize
Yep.
that my mom was with me the whole time.
She was with you the whole time, and very proud of you
Yeah.
in your life. God bless you guys. All right, guys, you know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? Today, you're going to
ride the train.
He's going to ride the train, and the rest of you, you're going to remember and realize, as Joe does, that Jesus is Lord over all. God bless you. Make sure you go and look at God's creation. He is a wonder in my soul. God bless you. Have a great day. Idea what it's like traveling.
Yeah, we didn't say how we learned how to backpack through a country.
Yeah, we did learn how to back. Not just that. If it was, you know how you do Where's Waldo? It was Where's Joe?
Yeah.
Joe.
And then when we needed to
Where's
go, we
Walter?
went.
We went.
It wasn't no think about it. It was Joe going, let's go. And then all of a sudden,
And
I'm
we
chasing
went,
the
And then we
squirrel.
tried to keep up. And I have to say
Y'all did a
that
great
for
job.
the senior on the trip, I did a great
You
job.
did a great
keeping up
job
with Joe.
keeping up. You
Yeah,
did a great job keeping up with Joe. We
I
never
loved
thought of you
London
as a
too.
senior.
We really probably didn't give London enough kudos because the Westminster Abbey and all that was
Westminster Abbey is
so
there.
beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah, a lot
to
of
go
things
back
to
and
do.
see.
We need to go back. I'm gonna look for those $141 tickets. That's what we're gonna do. All right, guys. God bless you. Thank you so very much.